Let's look here. We have covered now our modern history, and if you remember in the last sessions, okay, or in the last month, we had started with the decline of mighty Mughals. Then we looked at the arrival of Europeans. Then we also looked at the British expansion as well as consolidation. Over the period of time, we saw the tribal as well as peasant revolts as well. Then there was that revolt of 1857. Yeah, for example, there was the formation of Indian National Congress. That was 1885. Then, if you remember, when we were looking at our modern history, we looked at the role of moderates, we looked at the role of extremists. Over the period of time, we also looked at the entry of Gandhiji, the arrival of Gandhiji in Indian politics. Then with that, we saw that there was the Champaran Satyagraha, if you remember, Ahmedabad mill strike, Kheda Satyagraha was there. Yeah, for example, we looked at the non-cooperation movement 1920. Over the period of time, there was that civil disobedience movement as well. And then finally, coming to 1940s, we looked at the important aspects such as we looked at August Offer, we looked at Cripps Mission. If you remember, we also looked at the Cabinet Mission Plan as well. Then we looked at the independence of India as well as partition of India. Then in the last session, if you remember, we were looking at the post-independence India, where we saw the role of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, okay, and the integration of India, he played an important role. Now guys, आज का जो session है, in this session, we are going with the PYQ analysis, ठीक है. If you look at the screen, can you see this one? महात्मा गांधी and B.R. Ambedkar. यहाँ पे किन किन के बारे में बात हो रही है? गांधी जी और अंबेडकर के बारे में. महात्मा गांधी and B.R. Ambedkar, despite having divergent approaches as well as strategies, had a common goal of amelioration of the downtrodden. That means दलित्स हो या विचित्र समाज हो, ठीक है, उनके बेटरमेंट के लिए, उनके अपलिफ्टमेंट के लिए, both of these guys are going to work, be it Gandhi ji as well as B.R. Ambedkar. ठीक है. So with this we can analyze. यहां पे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है गांधी जी as well as B.R. Ambedkar पे. The question has been asked on Gandhi ji as well as on B.R. Ambedkar. And then when we look at this, यहां पे मेंशन किया गया है, we have to look at their different approaches, we have to write about their divergent strategies. Apart from that, we will be also looking at the scenario, ठीक है, what was their approach towards the upliftment of the downtrodden, for example untouchables or dalits, yeah, for example women empowerment. Apart from that, we are again looking one more question. Can you see this one? What was the difference between the Mahatma Gandhi and Rabindranath Tagore in their approach towards education and nationalism? So that means with this we have to compare and contrast Gandhi ji as well as Rabindranath Tagore. Looking at the Gandhi ji, we know that he was the chief architect of our Indian national freedom struggle. But on the other hand, when you look at the nationalism, okay, with its global perspective, you're going to witness the role of Rabindranath Tagore. If you remember, after the partition of Bengal, the reaction was Swadeshi and boycott movement, Amar Sonar Bangla, okay, the national anthem of present day Bangladesh. So if you look at this one, so we have to look at the important personalities as well, the important freedom fighters. And then we have to look at their ideologies, we have to look at their approach, as well as we have to look at their role in the Indian national freedom struggle. So in this session, guys, we will be looking at the role of Gandhiji, we will be looking at the role of S.C. Bose first, then we will be looking at the role of B.R. Ambedkar Sahab. Then you have to compare and contrast. You will be going with the approach, or you can then at that point of time answer those questions. For example, they might ask you, what were the similarities between B.R. Ambedkar and Gandhiji? Or what were the differences between Gandhiji and B.R. Ambedkar? So you have to have an idea of that. So initially in this session, what we are going to do, let me tell you regarding the role of Mahatma Gandhi ji in the Indian national movement. Guys, looking at the modern history, okay, just एक story की तरह यहाँ पे पढ़ेंगे. Looking at the Indian national freedom struggle regarding Mahatma Gandhi ji, first point that you should remember, he was the chief architect of our Indian national freedom struggle. Born in Gujarat, and then if you remember, I had told you he had gone to South Africa, and then over the period of time, he came back to India with the new techniques, non-violence or satyagraha. So Gandhi ji believed in ahimsa as well as satyagraha. Then finally, when we look at the entry of Gandhi ji in Indian politics, that happened with the Champaran Satyagraha. Champaran first victory, second Ahmedabad mill strike, and the third one was Khera Satyagraha. Over the period of time, we are seeing Gandhi ji also advocated for the unity of Hindus as well as Muslims, that was seen in the famous non-cooperation movement, where he led that movement, and we are seeing in 1920, the official goal was declared as Swaraj. Swaraj at that point of time meant self-government within the British Empire. Then with the Chauri Chaura incident, the non-cooperation movement was withdrawn. Even Gandhi ji knew at that point of time he will be severely criticized, but he stuck to his integrity, he stuck to his ideals. Over the period of time, we are seeing Gandhi ji also played an important role in the civil disobedience movement. Then it was the Quit India movement as well, where he had given the famous slogan, do or die. Even with the Cripps mission जो आया था, Gandhi ji had called that it is a post-dated check on a falling or failing bank. Apart from that, during the partition as well, because he had got an idea now that the communalization was at its peak, so it is better for India to get its independence at this point of time rather than to prolong that. Finally, we are seeing in 1948 Gandhi ji को assassinate किया गया. And then looking at the Gandhi ji, guys, the few things that you should remember. First thing that I would like to tell you, Gandhi ji always believed in non-violence or ahimsa. He had taken the concept of ahimsa or non-violence from the Jainism. Second, we are seeing he had always gone with the moral preservation. He wanted to pure people. Like for example, उनके दिलों में या उनके क्या कहते हैं उसे, उनके समाज में, लोगों के समाज में, लोगों के दिलों में एक मोहब्बत, एक प्यार भरा जाए. Over the period of time, when we look at the Gandhiji's view on caste system, he was a staunch Hindu, and we are going to witness he is going to support the Varna system. He is going to support the Varna system, which will be based on occupation. Apart from that, Gandhi ji ने ये भी कहा था, untouchability एक बहुत ही बड़ा sin है. And then looking at his other reforms, coming to education, Gandhi ji is going to advocate for the Nayi Talim. He advocated for skill-based education or for the vocational training, learning through activities. Apart from that, when we are looking at the Gandhi ji, जब डेमोक्रेसी की बात आती है, लोकतंत्र की बात आती है, you need to remember that Gandhi ji believed in decentralized form of governance. That means he advocated for Gram Raj. On the other hand, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar ji is going to advocate for this centralized government. So looking at this, so we get an idea, Gandhi ji was having this set of beliefs. So he wanted to go with the skill-based education. He wanted to go with the decentralized form of governance. For example, we are going to see that he also believed in socialism. That means collective ownership of the means of production. Everyone is equal. They all can benefit from the resources of this society. So guys, Gandhi ji ke regarding, please remember this. On the other hand, coming to Bhimrao Ambedkar Sahab, Baba Sahib. He was born in Madhya Pradesh. कहां पे इनने कहीं जन्म लिया था? He was born in Madhya Pradesh. And we get to see that when we look at the Bhimrao Ambedkar ji और बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर जी के रिगार्डिंग जब हम देखते हैं, ठीक है, he came from a Dalit family. That means he came from an oppressed class. On the other hand, when you look at the Gandhi ji came from a privileged background. So guys, भीमराव अंबेडकर साहब के रिगार्डिंग ये कहा जाता है, इनिशियली आप अज्यूम कर लो, जस्ट ट्राई टू इमेजिन गोइंग टू स्कूल, ठीक है, एंड नॉट गेटिंग एक्सेस टू वाटर, गोइंग टू स्कूल नॉट एबल टू सिट ऑन चेयर, आपको अपने साथ थैला लेके जाना पड़ता था एंड वहां पे बैठना पड़ता था. इफ द पियोन वाज नॉट देयर, he was not able to take water, and then over the period of time he had gone to USA as well, he went to the London as well. Okay, एक PhD नहीं किया था, he had gone with the 3 PhDs. And finally, when we look at the Constitution of India, he was the chief architect of our Constitution. Constitution में इनके जैसा कोई नहीं था. There was no one who could have been compared with the Ambedkar Sahab. Okay, but ek tha, that was, it is being said that it was B.N. Rao ji. And guys, looking at the depressed class, looking at the oppressed class, he had played an important role. The slogans such as Jai Bhim. Initially, we are going to see he is going to let this movement, okay, where the scheduled class, they will be now getting water from the tanks, from the public places. Then if you remember the round table conferences, he started advocating for the separate electorates for the depressed classes. And then finally in 1932 only there was that famous Pune Pact as well. उसी Pune Pact में हमने देखा था that Gandhi ji as well as B.R. Ambedkar, they agreed for a joint electorate. Over the period of time, we will see how he is going to form a party as well, that is going to be around 1942. And then looking at his views on caste system, B.R. Ambedkar advocated against the caste system, that you need to remember. Okay, apart from that, we will see Gandhi ji ke dwara, Gandhi ji had burned the foreign cloth, but when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar ji, he had publicly burned the Manusmriti, which was kind of a discriminatory towards the scheduled classes or with the women as well. Apart from that, looking at the religions, initially he came from a Hindu family, but looking at the Hinduism, over the period of time when he had to face this caste system in 1956, guys, he got converted to Buddhism with lakhs of his followers. Even at present, you can see that he is being kind of worshipped by the Dalits or the scheduled classes or the depressed classes. Apart from that, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar ji, he had faced these problems by himself because he came from this oppressed class, or he came from this lower class of the society. Apart from that, guys, so when we are looking at the Gandhi ji, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar, so these were kind of major differences. I'll be writing these ones as well. Apart from that, let's look at the Netaji as well. Subhash Chandra Bose. They might ask you this one as well. What were the differences or what were the similarities between the Netaji and the Gandhi ji? If you remember, I had told you regarding the S.C. Bose, we had studied regarding him the role of Subhash Chandra Bose and the Indian National Army. इस बात होती है 1913 की, and we get to see S.C. Bose cleared his matriculation. And over the period of time, there was that famous incident as well, where he, along with his friends, they had beaten up their professor as well. And finally, we are going to see in 1920, he cleared the ICS exam, the Indian Civil Services exam. Present day, you can compare it with the Indian Administrative Service. So when he was in London, he was keeping close eye on what is happening in India. How Gandhi ji is leading this movement, non-cooperation. So उन्होंने अपने भाई को भी लिखा था, to want to come back and I want to join this freedom struggle. But then finally he came back और गांधी जी ने इन्हें advice किया, you go to Bengal and support Chittaranjan Das over there. Then over the period of time, we are seeing the rise of Subhash Chandra Bose. He too favored the socialism. जब नेहरू रिपोर्ट आया था, he along with the Jawaharlal Nehru, they rejected the Nehru report. Reason was that they were looking for complete independence because 1928 Nehru report was coming with the dominant status. Over the period of time, 1938, 1939, he became the president of the Haripura session as well as Tripura session. So there were ideological differences between the Gandhi ji as well as Subhash Chandra Bose as well. Looking at the Gandhi ji believed in ahimsa, non-violence. But on the other hand, when we look at the Subhash Chandra Bose, he believed in armed rebellion. He also believed in militant nationalism. Apart from that, when we look at the Gandhi ji, ठीक है, गांधी जी का ये था कि let us go with the क्या कहते हैं, सत्याग्रह के साथ जाते हैं, ठीक है, truth, non-violence और स्वराज. But when we look at the Subhash Chandra Bose, you're going to see he is going to meet Hitler as well. Hitler से भी मिलेगा. Apart from that, एक और चीज है, he also believed in forming alliances. And then when we look at the thoughts, the SC Bose was having radical thoughts as well. Even he wanted to go with the direct confrontation as well that we saw in the role of SC Bose and Indian National Army, where he had formed the Azad Hind Fauj. And if you remember that, 1943 July, when he was invited by the Captain Mohan Singh as well as Rash Bihari Bose to Singapore. And finally, the leadership of INA, Indian National Army, was given to the SC Bose. And then after some time, he laid the foundation of independent government at Rangoon. Over the period of time, Andaman and Nicobar. And then he, along with the Japanese, they knocking at the door of the Britishers. The famous Battle of Kohima. Okay? Or these people had reached till Imphal as well. And then finally, हम यहाँ देखते हैं, there was this difference in the approaches as well. And there are going to be the similarities as well. For example, both wanted independence. Both wanted social justice. And both also agreed with the concepts of socialism, समाजवाद. So आज हम यही थोड़ा यहाँ पे पहले discuss करेंगे. And after that, I hope you will be able to answer these questions. Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, despite having divergent approaches, ठीक है, ideologies are going to be different, their approaches are going to be different, but both are going to work for the benefit of the downtrodden. Both are going to work for the social justice in the society. Both are going to work for the upliftment of people in their society. Let's look at that. Okay, so guys, सबसे पहले let's go with the Gandhi ji and Netaji. Heading दे दो, Gandhi ji and Netaji. Subhash Chandra Bose, Gandhi ji and Netaji. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Revolt of 1857. Sure. Okay. Gandhi ji versus Netaji. Okay. Done? Guys, looking at the Gandhi ji first, or when we look at the SC Bose, you need to remember one thing. Both were towering figures. Both have played important role in the Indian national freedom struggle. Remember that. Now, apart from that, looking at the Gandhi ji, first thing that you should remember, Gandhi ji believed in ahimsa. Remember that. So, Gandhi ji believed in non-violence. Gandhiji also believed in the concepts such as truth, satya. Or Gandhiji came up with the concept of Swaraj, or he popularized this self-government, self-rule. Done. Apart from that, looking at the other social works of Gandhiji, we are seeing Gandhiji advocated against untouchability. He said untouchability is a sin. ये किनके द्वारा कहा गया guys? This was said by the great Gandhiji, or you can refer to him as the father of the nation as well. Okay. Apart from that, we also see that Gandhiji believed in self-sufficiency. The country should be self-sufficient. Okay. Let's look at that. Gandhiji believed in self-sufficiency. Okay. Looking at the social reforms, we are going to see Gandhiji advocated for the upliftment of women. Gandhiji also advocated against the untouchability. Gandhiji advocated against caste system, or you can go with the untouchability. But Gandhiji is going to support, guys, he is going to support the Varna system. So जो caste based discrimination था, Gandhiji is going to advocate against that. Now, when we have looked at this one more thing that I would like to tell you, Gandhiji also advocated for the women empowerment. ये point भी लिखो. Gandhiji, good evening guys, good evening. Gandhiji also advocated for the women empowerment. That you should remember. Okay? Done? Now, looking at the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, guys, we are seeing that 1913, he cleared his matriculation, and then it was the, I guess it was E.F. Autumn, his college professor, who was having a racist attitude towards Indians. And he, along with his friends, they came up, and it is being said that they kind of mishandled him or manhandled him. ठीक है, एक टीचर को ही कभी कभार जब रेसिस्ट कमेंट था तो मोस्ट ऑफ द स्कॉलर्स और हिस्टोरियंस दे डिफर ओवर हियर. ओके, सो टीचर को इन्होंने थोड़ा सा वहां पे कुछ सिखा दिया था. नाउ आफ्टर दैट वी नो दैट ही रिजाइन फ्रॉम द आईसीएस सर्विस एंड देन जॉइन द इंडियन नेशनल फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल. लाइफ सेट थी, सब कुछ बहुत ही अच्छा जा रहा था. He had cleared the prestigious exam. And then we are seeing within 1 year of time, or within the span of 1 year, he resigned and joined the Indian National Freedom Struggle. Now, let's look at the Subhash Chandra Bose. The first thing, guys, that you should remember regarding Netaji is that Netaji believed in armed struggle or armed rebellion. Netaji is going to believe in armed struggle. That means वो दिल से revolutionary ही थे. He believed in armed struggle. So Netaji also wanted to strike terror in the hearts of Britishers. ठीक है, if you remember, I had given you this some statements such as अब जो तेरा खून न खोला, खून नहीं वो पानी है, देश के काम जो ना आए बेकार वो जवानी है. 1 करोड़ भारतीयों के 2 करोड़ हाथ उठने चाहिए against the oppression by Britishers. Force must be stopped by force. But on the other hand, Gandhiji believed in moral persuasion, showing Britishers that you are oppressing us. Okay? going with the thoughtful procession. But on the other hand, when we look at the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, he believed in armed struggle. And at the end, you're going to witness that he is going to go with the direct confrontation with the Britishers, with the INA. Second thing that you should remember, guys, okay, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose also believed in forming alliances. He went to meet Hitler as well. When it was around 1941, base badal ke gaye the via Kabul, Afghanistan. Okay, so believed in forming alliances, or he formed alliances. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose also believed in direct confrontation. Believed in direct confrontation that we witnessed when he led to the formation, or when he led Indian National Army in 1943, where he was invited by the Captain Mohan Singh as well as it was Raj Bihari Bose. Okay. Now you will be saying, sir, these were the differences between the Gandhiji and the SC Bose. There must have been some kind of similarities between the Gandhiji and the SC Bose. एक session हुआ था, if you remember, the session was of Tripura 1939. Tripura session 1939. When SC Bose decided that he is again going to contest the presidential election to represent the radicals, to represent the militant groups, which was opposed by Gandhiji as well as others. Gandhiji ने उस समय पे अपना ही एक representative चुन लिया था, पट्टभी सीतारामैया. But we are seeing in 1939, Bose again won the election of a president. So when that had happened, Gandhiji ने ये कहा कि ये पट्टभैया की हार नहीं है, ठीक है, it is not the defeat of पट्टभी सीतारामैया. This defeat is mine more than him. ये हमारी हार है, ये पट्टभी सीतारामैया की हार नहीं है. These were the words of the Gandhiji. Then finally, we are seeing SC Bose resigned and he led the formation of All India Forward Bloc Committee, which was a revolutionary group. And then he was put under house arrest. ठीक है, घर में इनको कैदी बना दिया गया था. But then finally we are seeing that base बदल के वह Afghanistan, Kabul, he had gone to meet Hitler as well as Stalin as well. In the Germany, he formed the Azad Hind Fauj unit as well. ठीक है, Azad Hind Radio was established, and then from Germany he had left for Singapore. Over the period of time, we are seeing Andaman was captured, Nicobar was also captured. So he had played a great role, and it is being said that he had called Gandhiji father of the nation. और गांधीजी ने रिटर्न भी कर दिया by calling him as prince among the patriots. That means ideological differences were there, विचारधारा में अंतर हो सकता है, but there was the mutual respect as well. So let's look at the areas where we are seeing the similarity between Netaji as well as Gandhiji. Heading the similarities. Similarities. Netaji, SC Bose, and Gandhiji. Okay, guys, the first similarities, when we look at the areas, you need to remember, first, independence. Both advocated for independence. दोनों को ही आजादी चाहिए थी, दोनों को ये स्वतंत्रता चाहिए था अंग्रेजों से. So both advocated for independence. So both SC Bose as well as Gandhiji they fought against the Britishers. Second, if we see the areas of similarities, okay, both advocated for socialism. Both advocated for socialism. तो दोनों ही समाजवाद की यहां पे बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, सोशलिज्म believes in equality, ठीक है, where there is a collective ownership of the means of production. Apart from that, one more thing that you should remember, guys, socialism is not going to promote the concept of private property that you can see in the capitalism or the capitalist society. Apart from that, when we look at the areas, the third one we can go, guys, it is going to be the social justice. Both wanted the welfare of the society. Both wanted the upliftment or the empowerment of the poor or the depressed classes. ठीक है, या for example, both wanted to go with the women empowerment. So please remember this. So if they ask you tomorrow, what are the similarities or the differences between the Gandhi ji and the Netaji at that point of time, guys, you have to go with these points. Now let's look at the Gandhi ji and B.R. Ambedkar. Let's look at the Gandhi ji and B.R. Ambedkar. Heading to the differences and similarities between Gandhi ji and B.R. Ambedkar. Gandhi ji versus B.R. Ambedkar. Guys, both of them are towering figures. दोनों ने ही कमाल का रोल प्ले किया in the Indian national freedom struggle. If we look at the Gandhi ji, chief architect of our Indian national freedom struggle. On the other hand, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar ji, he was the chief architect of our constitution. संविधान के chief architect. संविधान जो बनाया है, it is one of the finest in the world, in the entire human history. उस समय पे इतनी कैपेबिलिटी होना, ठीक है, it is being said that he was having more than 30 degrees. B.R. Ambedkar, well educated. कोई बल को हथियार बना लेता है, कोई शांति को, but when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar, he made education as his powerful weapon. Despite coming from an oppressed class, despite coming from a Dalit family, you are going to see he became one of the first ministers of independent India, law minister. He went to United States of America on scholarship. He went to London. जब ये लंदन में पढ़ते थे, it is being said that पूरा दिन भर ही पढ़ा करते थे. He was just having one bread. And then when they told him you cannot have bread over here, आप यहाँ पे bread नहीं खा सकते, he said I cannot afford the bread of the canteen. That was the scenario. But on the other hand, when we look at the Gandhi ji came from a privileged background. दीवान के बेटे थे. Gandhi ji had gone to London for his studies. And then after that, when he came back, Dada Bhai Abdullah sent him to the South Africa, where he saw the true nature of the colonists, where he saw the true intentions of the Britishers. For the first time, he had faced the racial discrimination as well. जब भेदभाव किया गया, ठीक है, if you remember that St. Peter-Maritzburg train incident, when he was thrown out of the train, that was seen in 1893. होटल बुक करने गए, कहा कि ब्राउन लोगों के लिए, ब्लैक लोगों के लिए there is no such reservation. Over the period of time, गांधी जी तो चुप बैठने वालों में से नहीं थे. He launched the movement from the South Africa only. Then by 1915, we are seeing ये एक international celebrity बन गए थे. And Britishers ने इनको दे दिया फिर Kaisar Hind, because they knew that we need his support in the World War first, and now he is the international celebrity. Okay, we need his support in India as well. And then finally, his political guru 𝐃𝐤𝐤𝐬𝐡𝐚𝐧𝐭 𝐒𝐜𝐤𝐤 told him a countrywide up tour kar लीजिए. So wait, looking at the Gandhiji versus B.R. Ambedkar, first thing that you should remember, chief architect of Indian national freedom struggle. Chief architect of Indian national freedom struggle. On the other hand, when you look at the B.R. Ambedkar, chief architect of our constitution. Apart from that, Gandhiji, when we look at the background, remember this guys, Gandhiji came from a privileged background. But on the other hand, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar, Ambedkar ji came from a Dalit family. Okay? Gandhiji ke regarding, please remember this guys, he came from a privileged background. On the other hand, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar, Ambedkar ji came from a Dalit family. Or you can go with the oppressed class. Oppressed class. Okay. Gandhiji believed in non-violence. Gandhiji believed in truth. Gandhiji believed in Swaraj. But on the other hand, we are seeing B.R. Ambedkar ji is going to advocate for the rights of Dalits, the rights of untouchables, the rights of depressed class. Now, सबसे पहले, let's look at their view on democracy. बात करते हैं यहाँ पे लोकतंत्र की. Let's look at their view on or opinion on democracy. Let's look at their view on democracy. Guys, when we look at the democracy, both advocated for democracy. Yes, democracy is good. But on the other hand, we are seeing the structural differences are going to be there. Gandhiji ke regarding, Gandhiji advocated for decentralized form of governance. That means Gandhiji यहाँ पे बात करेंगे ग्राम स्वराज की. So please remember this, Gandhiji advocated for village level governance, or you can see that Gandhiji believed in decentralized form of governance. In decentralized governance, guys, there is going to be the power sharing. The center is going to share power with the states, केंद्र राज्यों के साथ, राज्य districts के साथ, and then we are going to see the governance model at the village level as well. So Gandhi ji advocated for Gram Swaraj. Gram Swaraj. But on the other hand, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar Sahab, he advocated for social and economic equality. And one more thing, उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि that he is a staunch supporter of strong centralized government. So please remember this. B.R. Ambedkar strong centralized government. because he was going with the opinion or with the view that जो कास्ट सिस्टम है विलेजेस में वो ज्यादा होता है एज कंपेयर टू द cities or the urban areas. Okay, now looking at one more thing, guys, when we look at the social reforms, Gandhi ji wanted to go with the moral persuasion. लोगों को बताया जाए, कैंपेन्स चलाई जाए, ठीक है, लोगों को परसुएट किया जाए, so that they will be changing their attitude. On the other hand, when we look at the B.R. Ambedkar साहब, ठीक है, he was going with the लीगल एंड इंस्टीट्यूशनल रिफॉर्म्स, लॉ के जरिए, जुडिशरी के जरिए और लीगल एंड लॉ रिफॉर्म्स के जरिए ही वांटेड टू गो विद द सोशल रिफॉर्म्स, समाज में सुधार लाया जाए. ओके, सेकंड हेडिंग दे दो, सोशल रिफॉर्म्स. सोशल रिफॉर्म्स, दैट सोसाइटी where caste system was at its peak, child marriage as well as communalism. Apart from that, other ills were seen. Looking at the Gandhi ji, you need to remember that, guys, Gandhi ji believed in spirituality, okay, and we are going to see Gandhi ji is going with this method of moral persuasion. कि टेल और टू टीच पीपल अच्छाई और बुराई में क्या अंतर है. ओके, टू इनलाइटन पीपल. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड वी आर गोइंग टू सी व्हेन वी लुक एट द B.R. Ambedkar ji, B.R. Ambedkar ji was having bit radical views over here when it came to the Dalit rights. So he believed in legal and institutional reforms. He believed in legal and institutional reforms. ओके, लॉ के जरिए लीगली जो लाया जाए. Okay, has everyone noted it down? Let's look at the third scenario. It is going to be the caste system and untouchability. Caste system and untouchability. Guys, there are few things that you should remember. ठीक है, looking at the Gandhi ji, he was a staunch Hindu. ठीक है, he was proud of Hinduism as well, and we get to see Gandhi ji is going to support the Varna system. Varna system which will be based on occupation rather than on birth. So please remember this. Gandhi ji ने किसका समर्थन किया guys? Gandhi ji supported Varna system based on occupation. Apart from that, ठीक है, even Gandhi ji did not like caste system which was based on birth. He said that because of that the Indians as well as the Hindu society is lacking social mobility. One more thing, Gandhi ji said untouchability is a sin. ये एक पाप है. And we are going to witness after the famous Pune Pact as well. Gandhi ji had gone with the campaign of Harijan as well, where he wanted to eradicate untouchability. Okay, if you remember. Now, looking at the untouchability, we are seeing B.R. Ambedkar साहब ने ये कहा, अंबेडकर जी ने ये कहा, this caste system is inherently unjust to the untouchables. It is inherently unjust तो दे, ठीक है, या ये भी कहा अनटचेबिलिटी इज इनहेरेंटली अनजस्ट। ओके, ये पॉइंट लिखो, अनटचेबिलिटी इनहेरेंटली अनजस्ट। ठीक है, he was having this work as well, the annihilation of caste. Okay, just imagine, school बच्चा जा रहा है, for example in the society when people are living, and then they used to get to know that he is not from the same caste or from the upper caste, सीधा एक discrimination देखने को मिल रहा था, भेदभाव देखने को मिल रहा था। He had faced that, and over the period of time we are going to see, ठीक है, he worked against the untouchability as well as the caste system as well. Now one more thing that you should remember, guys, looking at the Gandhiji as well as the B.R. Ambedkar. If you remember, I had told you about the second roundtable conference which was attended by Gandhiji, and there was that famous debate as well between the B.R. Ambedkar and the Gandhiji. And the issue was of separate electorate. Ambedkar ji advocated for separate electorate for the untouchables from the rest of the Hindus, and Gandhi ji ne ye kaha that this was attack on Hindu unity. And then, but finally, Britishers always wanted to go with the divide and rule or divide and conquer. Even most of the Indians, they also said that we divide and they rule. So looking at the fourth one, let's look at the separate electorate now. Gandhiji was against this. Gandhiji was against this. Separate electorate for depressed class or depressed classes. But we are seeing, guys, B.R. Ambedkar supported this. उन्होंने इसका समर्थन किया. He wanted the second round table. He wanted to go with the separate electorates for the Dalits, for the untouchables, and that was seen in second roundtable conference, where that famous debate was also seen. Apart from that, when we look at the religion, Gandhiji was religious, but on the other hand, after some time, we are going to see B.R. Ambedkar Sahab jo hai, he had got converted into the Buddhism, and lakhs of his followers, they also got converted into Buddhism. But when we are looking at this one, these were some of the differences. But there are going to be the similarities as well between the Gandhiji as well as the B.R. Ambedkar. Heading दे दीजिए similarities. Similarities between Gandhiji and B.R. Ambedkar. Between Gandhiji and B.R. Ambedkar. ठीक है, guys, first thing was, it was the commitment to social justice. लिखो, first similarity was commitment to social justice, because both wanted to uplift the downtrodden of the society. Gandhiji with the Harijan campaign, by saying they are the children of God, by eradicating untouchability. When we look at the B.R. Ambedkar, he wanted to get reservation for the depressed classes. So that means they were having different strategies. Both wanted to eradicate untouchability as well as empower the depressed classes of the society. Apart from that, okay, both of them were critics of Western materialism. Write down. Second, both of them were critics of Western materialism. Okay, both advocated for education, शिक्षा, be it गांधी जी with the नई तालीम और with B.R. अम्बेडकर जी जिन्होंने खुद इतना पढ़ा. Apart from that, it was the nation building as well. Both wanted India to prosper. दोनों यही चाहते थे कि देश आगे बढ़े और हमारा देश कमाल का काम करे. And over the period of time, we are seeing when independence was seen, B.R. Ambedkar ji played an important role. ठीक है, even Gandhi ji during these years with his techniques, okay, even Britishers had called him as naked fakir as well. Okay, कहा था ना उन्होंने लोगों ने कि that गांधी जी अपने सोल पे प्रभाव डालने नहीं देता. You can conquer his body, but you cannot conquer the soul of Gandhi ji. Okay, so guys, we have ended today's session now. So please remember this. See you tomorrow, but make sure now tomorrow we will be looking at this one, this question. ठीक है, Mahatma Gandhi ji and B.R. Ambedkar, ठीक है, despite having different approach and strategies, had a common goal of amelioration of the downtrodden. Apart from that, let's look at the difference between the Gandhi ji as well as the Rabindranath Tagore as well. Rabindranath Tagore जी का जो रोल था वो कमाल का था. क्रिएटिविटी, कल्चरल एजुकेशन देना चाहते थे. ऑन द अदर हैंड, गांधी जी वांटेड टू गो विद द स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन. कोई पढ़े तो अच्छे से काम कर पाए. Looking at their nationalism, that will be big different as well. We will see Rabindranath Tagore ji is going to have the concept of global perspective of nationalism. Okay, so see you tomorrow. Let's see. Chalo, take care guys.